He's entering his 4th season as coach of the Wildcats. He's won 2 conference championships, including last year. He's coached 2 league MVPs, and he's been named Conference Coach of the Year 2 times. The man we're talking about, of course, is the one, the only head coach, Randy Rahe. Thank you for joining us today, Coach.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So last year, you went 15-1 in conference. You won the championship, and then you lost in the first round of the conference tournament.
Actually, semifinals.
Semifinals?
Of the conference tournament, yep.
Okay.
On our court, yep. And it was as tough a loss as I've ever been a part of, probably. You know, we actually went 2 months without losing a game, and then, you know, we had a tough game. And but overall, you know, everybody wants to talk about that last game. I prefer to talk about all the games before that when we went 15-1, because I was really extremely proud of our team. Anytime you can do what that team did and not lose for 2 months, and I think we won 12 in a row. To be honest with you, I wanted to win the tournament as well. But if you give me a choice, I'll take the regular season conference, because it really tells you what kind of team you have, rather than get hot and win 2 games. This team did it over the course of the season. I was really proud of that team.
That's a good point. How does ending the season with a loss like that motivate you coming into this year?
Well, I think it doesn't take much to motivate me anyway, but I think the players understand, the guys that are coming back, that there was some unfinished business last year. And it left a really obviously a bad taste in our mouth. And so we don't talk about it, but it's kind of unsaid that as we're on the practice floor and getting ready for the season, I think the kids understand they don't want to have to go through that again.
That's great. Going 15-1 in conference, 21-10 overall, you've set a really high standard, a high bar for yourself very quickly in your career here. What's the next step for your program, or have you reached your ceiling?
I don't think there's ever a ceiling, to be honest with you. You know, we always want to obviously do well in our conference, have a chance to win the tournament, get to the NCAA tournament, and I think that's we always want to try to win a game in the NCAA tournament. I think whatever you do, we've been to the NCAA a couple years ago. We went to the NIT last year. But I think our next step is trying to get somewhere like one of those 2 tournaments, especially the NCAA, and win a game, take the next step.
So is that a realistic expectation for fans for this program, that they can expect you to regularly make the big dance and win there?
I hope so. You know, we got to go one step at a time. It's always tough in a conference like ours, because no matter how well you do, you've got to win the tournament. And when you're talking about a 2-day, 3-day tournament, anything can happen, and it's so difficult. It's so much of it is good fortune as well as having a good team. So, but I think that's something that we always strive to do, is to not only do well in conference, but obviously have a chance to win the tournament as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. You lost 2 great players from last year, league MVP, Kellen McCoy and Davian Davis. Do you have players on this year's team that can fill the void left by those guys?
You know, it's hard right now to say that you're going to fill those voids. I mean, anytime you lose the MVP of the conference, it's hard to recruit somebody to come in and fill that void. And what D-Will brought us, obviously defensively, was terrific. But we've, you know, this is a new team, and we've got some guys. I think there's a lot of our returning players that have gotten better, that are ready to step up and take have a bigger part of our program. We've got some new kids that are coming into the program that I think are going to, when they understand what we're doing, are going to be able to fill in for those guys to some extent. But I think as a program, whenever you lose those kind of kids, I think everybody that's coming back has to get a little better, and they have to take more of a share of it. And then the new guys, you can't expect them to step in immediately and do it. But I hope by the time December, January rolls around, we've got some new guys that are able to do some good things as well.
Let's hope so. Last night, you gave fans a chance to preview your team. You had a purple and white game, and we got a chance to see. We have some footage of those young players. What did you learn about your team last night, if anything?
One thing that we're trying to find out is we're trying to establish an identity right now, and what kind of team we're going to be. You know, last year's identity as a team, I really believe, was one that we were extremely tough. We'd go on the road, we'd be in tough situations, and our guys would fight like crazy to you know, try to still win when you're in a tough situation. Our togetherness was at an all-time high last year. Our chemistry and togetherness was terrific, and we were a very unselfish team. And that's what I want our identity to be every season. And we're starting to try to figure that out right now. And I was pleased last night. I saw some things in our team that were making the right steps to have that type of identity. And I thought we had some of the new guys did some really good things. Obviously, our veterans did a good job as well.
Okay. Well, Coach, thank you for joining us. We wish you the best of luck this year.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me.
Come back again sometime.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
The Wildcats play 2 exhibition games next week, with the regular season starting at home against in-state rival Utah State on November 13th.